I think question 3 is in the graphing section because they want you to try and use your graphing calculator, graph this system of inequalities, and then see which one of these points is in the shaded area, right? I think that's way too long of a way to do it. If you want to sketch these two inequalities, well, now you're not going to be that exact, and it's going to be really hard to figure out which point is really in that shaded area. I skip all of that and go straight to backtracking. So for number 3, we're just going to plug in the answers. Okay. And I do want to check both of these inequalities to get the right answer. So if one of them doesn't work, I know I'm on a wrong answer, but if one of them does work, I know I have to go and check the other one before I can be sure it's correct. So I'm just going to like keep track using sort of like using these options as the rows of the table, and I'll use these two inequalities as my columns of the table. And I want to do the simpler one first. That way I can eliminate the wrong answers a little faster if I start with the easier one. So y is less than or equal to negative x. That'll be the first thing I check. Excuse me. If that checks out, then the second thing I'll check is whether y is greater than 3x plus 2. All right, and let me just change colors here so it doesn't get too muddled. So remember, y is the second one. So we're going to put the 2 in here, and we're wondering, is that less than or equal to the negative of -1, which would be +1. Oh, 2 is not less than or equal to 1. A can be crossed off. Let's go and check B. The y value for B is 1. I'm checking, is that less than or equal to -2? That would be +2. Yeah, 1 is less than or equal to +2. So let's go ahead and check the more complicated option. My y value is 1. Is that greater than or equal to 3 times -2 plus 2? We'll see. That looks like is 1 greater than -6 plus 2. That would be -4. Yeah, 1 is greater than -4. I'm pretty sure that B is the correct answer. From here on in, I'm on my double check. I am going to check C and D. I already know the answer is B, but I just want to make sure I didn't make a mistake anywhere. And by eliminating C and D, I'm going to feel a lot better about my final answer. I'm going to feel more confident. So let's see here. For option C, the y value is -2. I am checking, is that less than or equal to -0? Well, that's the same as just regular 0. Yeah, it is. So I have to check the other side. -2, is that greater than 3 times 0 plus 2? In other words, is -2 greater than +2? No, that's not true. So I can cross off C. And finally, let's check D. -2 is my y value. Is that less than or equal to -2? Yeah, it is, because equal to is an option here. So now let's try the harder one. 3 times +2 plus 2. Is -2 greater than 8? No, it's not. D can be eliminated. Now I'm 100% confident that B is the correct answer, and I can move on to the next question.